Welcome back, everybody, to Facetious. This is episode 51, recorded on Monday, December 12th, 2016 at approximately 6:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're very happy to be back in front of your eyeballs and in your ears again. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Larry, a.k.a. Blue Man Rule. I am joined, as usual, by my dude, by my main Damie. I can't see his lower third, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have something to do with cooking. It is Mike, a.k.a. Scarfinger, a.k.a. Real Talk. What's up, though?
Man, I am woefully underprepared today, and
well, that makes two of us, dog. That makes two.
Yeah, but you know, here's what was happening. I'm gonna tell you what's happening. Okay. While I finish getting set up, while I finish getting set up, here's what happened.
All right.
Okay, so last night it was late. I couldn't really go to sleep, so it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and
yeah, that's early.
Well, actually, I'm usually up to like 3 or 4, because I ain't got no job and I got shit else to do.
Right.
So I'm usually up pretty late. But what had happened was I was going to watch The Walking Dead.
Okay.
And I was like, I remember my experiences with reading the comics before bed. And they didn't make for good dreams.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do The Walking Dead.
All
right. I decided to try something else.
Okay.
So I started Mr. Robot.
Yeah, man. That's one of them bingers, man.
Bruh. It's like 10 episodes in the first season. I'm on episode 8.
Dang, dog. What? Why, bro? Why?
Man, it's so good, and like every time you turn around, like there's a twist. There's twists. I just got to a really big twist, like a huge twist, and I'm so anxious to get back to it. But then GameFly sent me this survey to do, and you could win an Amazon card, and I was like, shit, I can use the money.
Right.
So I just decided to go ahead and do that. So I stopped, and then I was trying to get a few things done. Clean up a little bit. Like how you do when you at home and your girl or your wife or your significant other is at work and stuff like that. So you don't look like you just sat around and did nothing all day.
Right. Exactly.
You kind of show up and do some shit at the last minute. That's pretty much what I did.
Right, like when they walk in here, you just happen to be vacuuming the house, or you just happen to be folding clothes. You just get that timing just right. Like, oh, I've been on it today. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's been on it. So I've been there.
Yeah. So I decided to go ahead and hurry up and get some of that done real quick. So that's what happened, and then I'm just like, I can't wait. Like I'm really anxious to figure out, because if the twist happened at the end of the episode, and I'm like, fudge, man, I'm really trying to figure out what's happening.
Okay.
I'm really trying to figure out what's happening.
So that Mr. Robot got you off your schedule, then, is what you're saying? It got you off your game.
It's so good. Like it is really good. And people have said it. I've heard people say it. But I don't know too many people that watch it. But bruh.
Well, it won some awards. It got nominated for some awards after its first season, man, because it's that good. So you should be happy about that, man, that you kind of caught into it. I think it's on season 2 now, or season 2 just finished or something.
Yeah. It's I have access to season 2.
Okay.
So yeah, but remember, I did the same thing with Supergirl. I watched Supergirl in basically 2 days.
Why?
I watched the first season. Well, because I ain't got no job and I got shit to do.
I know, but why the binge mentality though? Like, why not just let it marinate like a good snack? You know what I mean? Like,
because there's so much to watch. You know what I mean? Like there's so much out there to watch, and I just like, man, and then people always suggest stuff like over and over again. People suggest, oh, maybe you should try this. You should try this. You should watch Black Mirror. You should watch this. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody got time for that. But
yeah, I've heard Black Mirror is pretty good.
Actually, I kind of do. So actually, I kind of do got time for that.
Right.
So I jumped into this instead of watching Walking Dead, and I still got to watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah. You need to get up on it, man. You need to get up on it. Actually, I need to get back on it because I've checked out.
Yeah. So, but also, you know, all right. So we gotta get our shit together because we gotta give people what they want because they got a little bit less from us last week.
Yeah, we got to get up on it. I got some things for us this week, of course. I did say I was going to get a Facetious channel started, and I have just actually tonight in the process of getting that going on YouTube right now. So I got to get my normal show description that I have, like from iTunes. I got to pull that down and make that consistent. But we are going to have a Facetious channel after tonight, and I'm going to transfer the entire playlist over to there, so people could just follow Facetious. So I highly recommend everybody does that, and we'll make that happen. So
I need to finish making. I keep saying that I'm going to do stuff with my website, and I said I was going to put it on a page by itself, and I never kind of did that. So I probably should do that.
That might help. That might help. That might be good.
I probably should. You know, kind of like do some shit. You know.
Nah, I mean.
So yeah, man. So I got on that, and I'm on that Mr. Robot hard.
Okay.
We did get into on Friday. We got in and we played some Division.
We did. We got in, played a little bit, had a little bit of a good time, man. I was having a good time running around with Casual Terror. Shout outs to the man, Stuart. After running around with him, had a good time. He posted it up on Reddit. He was like, when you're playing Division with your friends and they're packing you because you're underleveled, and he was just sitting in the middle of the cover, and me and you were hanging outside.
We're standing on, we shooting down opposite sides of doorways, and he's just in the middle, like don't die, don't die, don't die. And we just out here handling biz. Now I wish he would have posted a clip of me not using that terrible pistol.
Right.
Because that pistol was so hard to use. Like I got some pistol called the Rhino, and when it hits like a Rhino, but that kickback is rhino-rific.
Yeah, man. So we made a challenge for ourselves because we were trying to help Stuart out. He hadn't actually finished the campaign in the Division yet, so we decided, hey, we'll help you run through the thing, and we'll try to get it done. But we were so over leveled and so overpowered that at least we thought, we went in with pistols. We were like, all right, Scar, because I told Scar I'd done that before many times. I was like, look, man, going in with a pistol is a good way to get your aim improved and everything, because you don't really normally, most folks don't put a scope on a pistol. So you just actually get aiming, and it's really good to get headshots and stuff. So that's what you saw us doing in that little Reddit video, just leaning out the side. But
the kickback was so annoying. It was just very annoying. So yeah,
Scar was mad in the mud. He was like, man, why I got this gun?
Yeah, because see, what happened was Knox leveled me up. The previous time I played the Division, I was like a 181, and then Knox just gave me a bunch of stuff, and I ended up being a 248. Right. But he gave me a whole bunch of weapons that, for the most part, other than the rifles that I was using, he gave me a bunch of stuff that I had never used before. So when we said we was gonna switch to pistols, I was like, shoot, I'm gonna use the pistol that Knox gave me. But and then because I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff because Knox gave me a whole bunch of better stuff, I didn't really have. I wasn't where I needed to be because it's the stuff I hadn't used very much.
Right. So we had a good time. We ended up switching back because the enemies ended up getting a little bit more difficult, switching back to our regular guns and then mowing them down. I mean, we had a good time. But
after we died a couple of times, it was like, nope, I'm gonna pull out my rifle. This is my rifle. Because we knew when we got to the end, it was gonna get hot in these streets.
It did.
Even with our rifles. Well, no. We went into the end with the pistols, and then we got murked, and then it was like, nope,
nope.
Let's get it.
I broke out my sniper rifle and was like, I got you, I got you,
Yeah.
So we all had a good time.
Yeah, we cleaned that mess up real quick once we actually had our rifles.
Right.
But man, you know something? While we're on the subject, man, there's a video about the most disappointing games of the year.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat today, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think the Division deserves to be on that list.
Really? So you don't think that when it came out, because here it is for me, I kind of thought
when it came out, yes, but the work that they've put in since.
Yes,
The work that
yes,
they put in
yes.
sense, because we gave this the we did this with Destiny already. When Destiny came out, it was like, but the more they added to Destiny and with the paid DLC and stuff like that, it made it a much better game.
Right.
And Destiny was celebrated for that. And how do we celebrate Destiny for that and denigrate the Division for the same thing?
Right. I hear what you're saying. I think that the reason why I think it kind of qualifies is because Destiny came out before, and because the Division had that second mover advantage of seeing what worked and didn't work for the first mover in this particular category, I felt as if the Division had made a couple of missteps and in execution that it could have avoided had it actually paid more attention. And I'm still not a fan of the model, the DLC model that they subscribe to. However, the game is much better, and I have enjoyed my time with the Division. I own it on both PC and Xbox One, thanks to Facetious, but I do own it on two platforms. Finished it on both platforms, and I do all of my running on Xbox with everyone. And I do feel that there were a couple of things that could have done differently. But that's
me personally. You know me. I like co-op games.
Right.
I don't like adversarial multiplayer. I don't like versus mode. I don't care for versus mode these days. So I think the Division is a great game to play with your friends, and I can't wait until we get a couple people together and try to run survival together.
Yeah, I haven't ran that mode yet. So right now I'm still under leveled. I'm only level like 194, and that was my base level when we came into the thing playing. So I did not get any material that raised my level at all. So, but we only played one mission and a couple of side missions, so I didn't really expect to. So, but no, check it out. And the list, I can't remember who wrote it or who did it, but I put it in the chat earlier today, and it's just the top 10 most disappointing games of 2016, which I agree with a lot of the games on the list. Believe it or not, Street Fighter V was on there, and yeah, Street Fighter V struggled out the game.
The big problem with Street Fighter V is they put out an unfinished game. In the beginning, they put out an unfinished game, and then they took Xbox out of the equation.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Which severely limited the game's impact.
Yeah.
And it was a poor miscalculation of the industry.
Right, exactly. No, I concur. And I think the second and probably most egregious miscalculation was the fact that they released the thing with no story mode. How did you release in a post Mortal Kombat world, in a post Injustice Gods Among Us world? How do you release a fighting game with no story mode? Like,
because they're banking on the Evo crowd.
Right. But
they're banking solely on the Evo crowd. I put the link to the video in the chat. Well, wait, let me ask you this question: does the chat actually turn to comments later?
No.
Or does that just disappear?
Disappears.
Fudge muffins.
Yeah. Okay. So send it to me or put it in the Google Doc, and I'll put it out there in the comments. How about that?
Okay. Yeah. I'll send it.
Yeah. So. So you're right. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I think that's what I got right now.
All right.
I may think of something in a minute, but
okay. Well, that's cool. Well, you know me. I always bring topics. You know, that's what I do. So I want to get into this. Scar. Okay. So I told you I started the intramural team at my job, intramural basketball team. So let me tell you. There is absolutely nothing more egregious and more embarrassing than realizing you are not in ball shape while playing ball.
Oh, bruh. Don't tell me you was out there. Oh, you the old man with your hands on your knees.
Nah, all day. I was getting so ill, dog. I was not.
You just started laughing. You're just like, I see you.
Yeah, like, boy. Let me tell you, son, it was tough. Like when we were out there, there's some other cats out there, and there were some cats who could hoop. and they were on our team. And after warm up, they were like, one of the guys was like, "Man, I'm winded to do a warm up." I was winded too. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was like, "Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit." And we got out there, man. And then I was sitting down on the bench because I was like, "Look, I am not ready. Like my wind is not where it needs to be." And
gotta get out there and run some suicides because see, here's the problem with basketball that people who don't play basketball don't understand.
Right.
The running isn't the problem. The running, stopping, running, stopping, running, stopping, running, stopping is the problem. It's the fact that you keep having to take off.
Yep. It's the fact that your acceleration goes from 0 to 60 in about 0.75 seconds. Like you have to go. You got to go. Let me tell you, I was hurting, dog. I think I subbed in for one dude. One dude, I sat up there and almost pulled his stinking quad, and he was just cramping though. He was cramping like crazy because he didn't have a lot of water. But I was like, "Hey man," so I came in for him. I was in for like 5 minutes, dead. Like absolutely dead. I mean, I came into the game, dog, and it was we got a big dude on our squad, and we lost to some dudes who weren't that great. Like,
you got a big man on your squad.
We got a big man, like one.
No. That's what you call him, a big man.
Yeah, a big man. Like, yeah, exactly. Hey, get at it.
Big man, post up.
And
I got you.
I didn't even have enough wind to like passing the ball. I passing the ball. Now, some of it was his inability to actually get aggressive and asking for the ball. But I passed the ball, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, yeah, hard step pass, like, but it really came out like, yeah, like, but the dude ran around him and stole it like a couple of times, and I'm like, stinking son of a gun, and like I didn't even have really enough air to bring the ball down court. I mean, I was 1 for 2 from behind the arc. That's what you needed to know.
And you short, so that means you the point guard.
Automatic. Like I'm automatically the point guard, but my specialty, I'm a shooting guard. Like you give me some room, I sit out there and knock them down all day. But man, let me tell you, dog, I was not ready. Like I couldn't play defense. Like when I did play defense once, here's another thing, right? Let's talk about refs in intramural games. Let's talk about the refs. All right. So I was playing defense, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I let people go around me because I didn't have the wind to keep up. Like my form was good. I was there. It's not that I got beat on anything.
Me and Knox just talked about that because there's this video of this dude. I shared it on Facebook, and is this dude crossing people up and making them fall, and some of them were just like crazy. And me and Knox was just like, man, at this age, go ahead, bro. Like you know what I mean? You got me. Like that's when you get a certain age, you got me is your phrase, bro.
Right.
You got me.
And so I'm out there, Scar, and
but I'm gonna be team you got me, and once you take that step past me, I'm gonna swipe that shit from behind you when you try to shoot. But
exactly. You always got to get the reach. You always got to get the reach, man. But here's what happened to me. So one guy came across. I was like, all right. So I went off the court and I came back, and I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna go out here and hustle. I'm gonna work as hard as I can. So a guy came in the lane, tried to do a spin move, put the ball up, boom, I hit the ball, all ball, knocked it out of his hand. Refs called a foul. And dude, it was so egregious. It was like this. Even the dude who got the ball, and then I hit the ball out of his hand, and he's like shooting two. Everybody's like, wait, hold on, ref, he wasn't shooting. I'm like, and I looked at the dude with the ball, and I was like, you was going for a head fake, right? He was like, man, I wasn't even going to shoot. I just spun with the ball, and when I came around, he called foul, and he was like, to be honest, here's him. He there shooting and talking to me. He was like, to be honest, you didn't even foul me. And the ref sitting right there hearing all that, and he just looked at us and just shook his head and started laughing. But like that's just how it is, man. So I'm like, okay, ref, if you're gonna be the ref, like be the ref for real and do it right. You know what I'm saying? But it was an interesting experience. All I know is that, dog, I have some suicides to run to get ready. So and we play again tomorrow. And I'm already gonna tell you, I'm only gonna be there for one half, and I'm gonna be tired. Yeah. And then I gotta go to farm practice.
Once you get to a certain age, bro, I'm gonna need you to sign up for kickball.
Right.
That's what you do when you can't get out there and run basketball and you ain't got the endurance for some football. The good thing about football is it stops and you can be like, whew.
Right, you can take a breather in between plays. You know, there is no breathing between plays in basketball, and that's the one thing you forget. Because in high school, I used to tell people all the time, our coach used to run cats off after like 4 weeks of running. Like cats used to be vomited. I never vomited in basketball, not one time running. But I'd always come in and lose like 10 pounds from football weight because football fit is different from basketball fit, right?
Yeah.
So like I'd come in, lose 10 pounds, be good. It'll take me like maybe two and a half weeks.
Football is big power. The basketball is lean mean.
Right, and I'm telling you, dude, man. But hey, when we started 4 quarters like 20 years ago when I was in high school, like we used to do that. We used to hold up 4 quarters 20 years ago because our coach, we were literally like a track team. There would be some practices where we never touched the ball and we ran 55 laps around the gym. And then after that, you do circuit drills. And then sometimes when it was nearing playoff times, then you would touch a ball, but then you shoot 1-on-1 free throws for that. And so 1-on-1 went like this. 1-on-1 was, okay, however many you miss, you have to run down and back in 8 seconds, the full length of the court and back in 8 seconds. And that's hard to do. And but here's the thing. If you miss the front end of the 1-on-1, you run 2. If you make one and miss one, you run 1. If both people make it, double clap, move on to the next cat. So yeah, that's what we used to do. And I'm telling you, I need all of that back because I got no wind. Nothing.
Yeah. You know what? This is what happened, right? I'm gonna tell you what happened. When I was in middle school, I was really small, like really small. Like I went into high school at 162. Like I was thin. Like I was thin. So back then I could run. I ran a 6-minute mile.
Okay.
In the 8th grade. Like that's and I could jump out the gym. Like they had the little thing where you gotta stand there and jump straight up and try to hit the things.
Yeah.
My vertical was off the charts. I could grab the rim in 6th grade. Man. And I could palm a basketball in 6th grade. I was never really any good at basketball.
But you could palm it. Just you could look like you were. You could walk around holding the ball.
I was basically Dennis Rodman. Like I could rebound like crazy because I had that vertical, and I can get there before you got there, and I could run pretty well. But he wanted me. My middle school PE teacher, he had ties to my high school. His son actually went to my high school. His son ended up in the NFL. He wasn't anybody special. His son went to Penn State and then ended up as a like defensive back for like the Redskins and a couple other places. But he never was anybody special. Last name Macklin. I think his name was David Macklin or something like that. Macklin. Look him up. He was a defensive back. Played for the Redskins for a little bit, or the R's. So he told me that he wanted me to do the high jump because he thought that I would be really good at doing the high jump. And I'm like, cool. Yeah. So I went in. So like I went in and I did the first meeting for the track team. And I'm like, all right. And then they were like, yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to go run a mile real quick. I'm like, what is you saying? Like, I'm here to jump. I'm here to jump. I'm not here to run miles.
You looked around like, when were you gonna tell me about this? Like, was this the expectation like that I had going in? I didn't know this.
But see, here's the worst thing. I went to the first meeting for wrestling also because I had a friend who was like way into wrestling, and he was just like, well, this was a little bit later in high school, and he was like, man, you got the size, and I think you could do this because I mean, of course, him and I were in ROTC. And I was in drill team throughout ROTC, and so he could see that I had a good control of my body, like because I can dance and all that other stuff. Like, don't let the fat fool you. So he was like, you should try for wrestling. I was like, all right. So I went to the first meeting and the guy told us about it and all this other stuff, and he said, go run a mile. I'm like, man, this is bull.
You're like, oh hell no! You go flip the table over.
Yeah, I ran that mile, and none of them ever saw me again.
Right. Nah, yeah, that's track for you, man. But I
disappeared. No, I ran the mile, and during practice, after the mile was over, I was like, I don't want to do this every day. So I grabbed my stuff and I left.
Dang, dog.
And I just chilled out.
And everything.
I chilled out. Yeah, I left during practice, like after the mile was over. And I just started kicking it with people just, after school until the bus came. I put my clothes on and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Right, man. No, I did shot and discus in high school. So I did that for a second.
Did you have to run that mile?
No.
Oh, that's some bull.
But I ran it anyway just because I wanted to. So I used to run them. I didn't do like the sprint. I didn't do the sprint the straightaway, or what is it? Sprint the corners and jog the straightaways. No, sprint the straightaways and jog the corners. I didn't do that like they did, and I didn't do near as many laps as they did. But I would get out there and do it sometimes. But I never really got a chance to do it because I played basketball in the spring. I was on academic bowl all 4 years, science bowl the 2 years we did it. I was in choir, so I didn't really have time to do it all. So.
Right. I had a friend, I think I was in 11th grade, but he was on the track team and he did the pole vault. And he had a miscalculation and took out all his front teeth. Both
that's tough.
Up top and down bottom. He had to get some false teeth put in 11th grade, bro.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah, the pole. He was just said the pole just he didn't get it in the thing right, and it bent and snapped back. It bent and snapped back and hit him right in the mouth. But his lips was all busted, man. It was messed up.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well,
I can't imagine that dental bill, bro.
Tough. At least he was young, because when you're young, dental bills are manageable, right? Even though they're ridiculous. But boy, when you get older, it's even worse. So
bro, I got a bill coming that I have no idea how I'm gonna pay.
You just got to work out some payments with them. That's what you got to do.
Pooh Bear sucks her thumb.
And so that will never teeth out.
I mean, her teeth aren't that bad, but they already told me, yeah, bro, you're gonna need to get her braces when she's around 10.
Mm-hmm. Braces ain't no joke. You can make payments on them. We did, and then our oldest, he had them, done with them now. So, yeah, man, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. Logic. I mean, it's slowly over time, but you can make it happen,
bro.
Yeah. But so hey, so listen, Mike, we talked about Uncharted 4 before, and I finally finished it this weekend. Of course, this is spoiler free, so if you're worried about the game, don't go anywhere. I'm not gonna spoil it, I promise.
I don't want to say that I hate to say I told you so.
But you're gonna say it anyway.
I dare so told you so.
Right.
Like I mean, who there's very few companies that make games as good as Naughty Dog does.
Right. As overall,
there's very few.
Very few games. Yeah. Naughty Dog is in the category almost all the time. Yeah,
they the 1%, dog. Like,
they are that exception to the rule. And I will say this: Uncharted 4, I mentioned back last year when Rise of the Tomb Raider released on Xbox One, and it was exclusive there for a while. I said that after I played it, I really, really, really enjoyed that game. It's great. It really is great. And I said that Uncharted 4 would have to do something very, very, very like mind-boggling in order to top it. And I think it has. It really has. Uncharted is the best-looking game I've ever seen on a console, period. Full stop.
Better than Call of Duty? Because Call of Duty looks
awesome, but Uncharted is great everywhere. Like, even the foliage in the foreground and way in the background in the mountains that are way back there, it's just as brilliant. It's just as detailed. It's just as vibrant. And, man, it looks really, really good. But not only that, of course, 3 of the voice actors from the game were nominated for Best Voice Vocal Performance or Voice Performance in the game this year. 3 of them. All
I
three.
mean, we know the big two. So what was
Right.
the third?
It was a lady. It was his wife who was also nominated in there.
Lady who plays Elena?
Yep, Elena was also nominated, and she did a
Okay.
marvelous job. She did a fantastic. That's the thing. They're the way Naughty Dog has always approached performance capture against the idea of motion capture. They actually get people in there who can act and who bring the
Right.
full package in.
And they do,
to the game.
they made, like how they do the full thing.
Right.
They all wearing the suits, but they're all doing the acting themselves.
Right, they're literally
really
picking up stuff. They're literally moving around. When they climb, like they're like grunting, or they get down, or they're pushing up off the ground. Like you hear them grunting because it's a natural thing because they're really doing it. And so when it comes to that, when it comes to technical accomplishment, when it comes to vocal performance delivery, no one else is even close. I will say this, and I have always said this about Uncharted. The Uncharted series is at its worst when you are shooting a gun in forced combat situations. It is at its worst when enemies feel the room.
Is that why every time I watch you play, you sneak as much as possible?
You're dang right. Because in that game, the full-on open combat is atrocious. It's very, very hard to see where people are going because you don't have like a mini map. You don't have indicators where people are. And that does really good at making people shiny and things like that. But just their accuracy versus my accuracy and their ability to still be bullet sponges is frustrating.
You know what frustrates me the most?
What's that?
What always frustrated me about the Uncharted series is their supreme accuracy when throwing grenades.
Yeah, like they throw a grenade right in your pocket.
Every time they throw a grenade, it's like, hi, I'm a grenade. Like right in front of you. Hi, grenade.
Right.
Bruh, like y'all, how do all of y'all happen to have the best accuracy ever when it's time to throw a grenade? Like seriously, bro. Like this ain't, it's that's always bothered me. Like they all can't throw grenades amazingly. You know what I mean? Like it's the like I when enemies throwing grenades, I always enjoy when it feels real.
Right.
Like Halo does.
Mm-hmm.
With Halo, it feels real. Like when they throw stuff, it's not always accurate. It's close to you, but it's not always that accurate. Right. And I think the Uncharted series, they just never got that memo.
Right.
It doesn't feel right because they're way too good at throwing grenades.
Right. And secondarily, let me say this. For a mechanic in the game, and they always do the cutscenes, and I can understand why. But why does he lose his gun, the gun that I get good with? Every single time I come out of a cutscene, I don't have a gun. And then if I do have a gun, I don't have the gun I'm good at. And then if I do have the gun I'm good at, it doesn't have any bullets. Why? Like, that is a false challenge. It rings hollow to me. I don't understand that. It added multiple layers of frustration for me for that game. And then I don't know how many times when I was broadcasting that I jumped off a cliff a certain way because the camera doesn't catch, or like he locks on, and then when I go to jump, he jumps past his objective. And I'm like, come on, man, help me out here. So there are just some things that are just idiosyncrasies that really, really, to me, tamper my experience. And that shooting and forced combat situations, like I'm sneaking around. You saw me sneaking around because that's really fulfilling. It's really good to take someone, to creep up out of the grass, take someone, snap a neck, pull them in the grass behind you, and then just jump back and then just still keep waiting. It's really good.
You know something I was thinking about grenades? How come we never got a football-shaped grenade?
Did you not get one?
No, just in life. How come we don't have football-shaped grenades? Like football, like real deal, like a football, or maybe like a youth football. Because the way grenades are shaped is dictated by our by the people who use it. The typical grenade.
Right.
That's technically the European grenade, and it's designed that way because that's how you throw a ball in cricket. In our grenades, the roundedness, it's to mimic a baseball.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's America's game, Scar. even though
Right,
it
right.
really
But I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
we
But
here.
it's roughly the size and shape as a baseball, so that you have that muscle memory of throwing a baseball when you throw the grenade. So you instantly know how to throw a grenade when you have one of those in your hand. So the fact that baseball ain't what's hot in these streets no more, why we never get a football shaped grenade?
Right. I mean, we can always go get oblongs because it depends on what you're getting. Like, are you gonna throw a flashbang? Are you gonna are you gonna throw a frag grenade? Are you gonna go throw? And I don't even know if they have incendiary grenades in real life, but I know those other two really do exist. I mean, chaff grenades. You're gonna throw HP. Like, what you gonna throw?
I'm pretty sure. But see, those other grenades, most of them are not shaped for accuracy because they're designed to affect an area.
Right. Exactly.
It's an
Yeah. They
area
have the.
effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they don't have to be an accurate throw. I mean, normal frag grenades is designed to be as close to an accurate throw as you can get it, and that's why they're shaped that way.
Okay.
But it's just I was just thinking that one day when I read something that told me about the grenade shapes and
Okay.
the cricket thing and the baseball thing. It just always made me wonder why no one came up with the idea of a football one.
I mean, maybe we were accurate enough with the current shape. I mean, possibly. It's possible. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. So
But
again, Uncharted.
even though baseball sucks, I mean, we could, we all still know what it's like to throw a baseball.
Right, and yeah. So that's for me. That's Uncharted. Uncharted is at its best when you use the stealth in the game. It's also at its best when you're doing dialogue and cutscenes, and then you're telling the story. But it's at its worst during that forced combat. So, yeah, man. So I finished that game this weekend, and I finished 2 other games this weekend. So I went back and I finished Mass Effect 3, and you were there for that,
Yeah.
and appreciate that. And then I also finished via backwards compatibility Bayonetta.
You did kind of bitch out on going red though.
That's all right. I got my save before that. I can go red again. It's no problem. But I just wanted to go ahead and finish the game like I did the first time because the first time I finished the game I chose green. So because I lost my original save, I just wanted to go ahead and make it consistent. So I went that way, and it's still a very good game. But I finished 3 games this weekend, and so my question to you, Mike, and all our listeners out there: how satisfied are you when you finish a game? Like, how much satisfaction does that bring you? How much utility do you take away?
It really depends on the game.
Okay.
Because so games, especially like Sony exclusives, for me, Sony exclusives are like summer blockbusters. Once I finish it, it was like I really enjoyed my time, but I never have to watch that ever again. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
with the exception of maybe like the Marvel movies and stuff like that. But for the most part, like most summer blockbusters, just I can watch them. They were good. They were good for that one time. Like Suicide Squad. I didn't hate Suicide Squad. I never have to watch that movie ever again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that, and that's how I feel with Uncharted. Even though I own 3 out of the 4 Uncharted's, I believe.
Okay.
I think I own 3 out of the 4 Uncharted's, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't ever have to do that again, and that's fine by me. But some of these other games, especially like Mass Effect, after I'm finished, I'm a bit sad.
Really?
Because it's one of those things that you can never experience that for the first time again.
Right.
Yeah, you can experience it again. But it's not the same thing when you know what's going to happen. And even though you choose different dialogue options, the same basic things happen, and it's kind of sad. So I look at it from that perspective, and and then all of the other like little games that I play, like Prison Architect and stuff like that. Once I get done with a prison, I'm just like, well, this is done. I guess I'm gonna have to start over.
I downloaded that. I downloaded that this week, by the way. So.
On PC, please. Yeah. Oh, please. Okay, there you go. PC, much better. But you know what? Stream that. I got you. I got you. When I stream that shit, I got you. but yeah, those games is are different, where you don't really get that much satisfaction from it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I do get satisfaction from finishing games. I just haven't been finishing a whole lot within the last couple of years. I don't finish a whole lot.
Okay, and I understand that. I mean, it requires commitment to sit down and finish some games, but I finished quite a few games here recently, and I got to tell you, for me, go ahead.
The worst part about it is I have the time. I have
Right.
the time to finish it, and you know something, I still haven't gotten that far in Call of Duty, because I'm playing Call of Duty, and while I'm playing it, it's great, but I'm always like, well, once I finish this, it's over. And
Right.
I'm not really going to play. There's no co-op in this, so I'm not going to play the single player again.
Well, Zombies has co-op.
Well, no, I'm talking. There's no co-op in the actual
campaign
thing that I want to play. I don't really care that much about zombies. Like, let's be honest. Like,
right.
I know a couple people. I know a couple people that are really into the zombies, but like, unless you know exactly what you're supposed to do, and a lot of the zombies is about finding pieces and building these contraptions to open doors and stuff like that, so you can open up all of this stuff. I'm not really about that life. It's fun to play with friends, but playing with friends, everybody gonna die anyway, so it don't matter. I much prefer something. I much prefer Left 4 Dead to something like that.
Okay, yeah, no, I understood. Left 4 Dead is
because Left 4 Dead, you know that you're gonna get in with your friends. It's gonna be about an hour, and it's gonna be a satisfactory experience. Even if you all die, like you start, your checkpoint system and all that other stuff, like you can still get in, and even if you can't pass the level, that's still a whole lot of fun. Getting in and playing, and then the tank shows up and punches everybody off the building.
Right when the shop was almost there.
Yeah, shout out to Mercy Hospital. But that's more satisfying, and it's more fun that way. But yeah, I kind of have different ways of feeling, depending on the game, and also depending on the console, because of course my PlayStation experience is generally a solitary experience.
Right, I think, and that's it for everyone. That's definitely what I felt playing Uncharted. But I cannot wait to talk to Knox about this game and try to talk to him. But for me, it's always this massive sense of accomplishment, right? It's always like, man, I knocked that task out. It's not always like that big check mark.
But you play on higher levels than I do, so you do have that feeling of, I challenged myself and I made it through this challenge. I'm playing on easy. There ain't really no challenge there. I'm just here for the fun, and I'm here for the story.
Right. And for me, the fun is, but man, I'm telling you, later on in that game, the difficulty spikes in Uncharted, man. I was almost through my controller twice. Like, it was real ridiculous. And I'm
gonna tell you, controller throwing, kill zone. There's been some, but I had basically 3 emotions while playing Killzone Shadowfall.
Okay.
This looks amazing. Why is this taking so long? Why the hell am I here? I don't understand what's going on in this story. Those are basically my 3 of them. I don't really care about the story. Can we get past this?
Right.
Because everything seems to be taking so long. Like, oh my God, there's parts of Killzone that seem to last way longer than it should. It's like they wanted to be the anti-Bungie so much. Where you're just in these places for way too long, and then there's times where I was stuck. I was in a place and I died, and then it was like, oh, I was supposed to go over here, and because I didn't go over there, and no one told me that I was supposed to go over there, that's what actually made the difference here. Like, you walk out the building, enemies are coming at you like crazy. There's airplanes. I mean, those the flying things and all that other stuff. There's a turret down there, right? Oh. Like,
the turret. That would help me early on. Thanks.
Yeah, this it's the wedding singer. That would have been important to me yesterday.
Right.
That type of thing. But
So let me ask you though. So you said you haven't really had a chance to play much because just like you have time, but you really don't. But like for me, it's been, and I just got my PC back. I know everyone can probably notice because I'm not as choppy as I have been. But anyone ever have like what feels like a gaming drought? Like I know it's hard for me to say this season, especially given that we have Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Gears 4, all these other games. But it feels like I've had a gaming drought, really. Like I'm going back finishing 2 of the 3 games I finished were old 360 games, one of which I just got a PS4. So it came with the Uncharted. It was the Uncharted 4 bundle. So I finished that.
I don't think I think your terminology is wrong.
Okay.
Your description is accurate, but your terminology is wrong. You had gaming fatigue. It wasn't a gaming drought.
Okay. I guess I could say fatigue, but I mean I prefer the game, but it's just gaming indecisiveness, right? Because I sit down, I'm like, what should I play? I got all these games over on PC. I got all these games on my Xbox One. I only got 1 game on PS4. Like, what should
if you want to make it fun for yourself, there's this app that I have that I catalog my games on.
Yeah, I'm cool on the app. I gotta load everything in.
No. You can scan the barcode with your phone.
Yeah, but I ain't got no barcodes on Steam, and I got 212 games.
I don't put my Steam games up there. Steam games are already in a really nice and neat library. Well, I don't do it for my downloadable games, really. I haven't done it really for my downloadable.
Well, see, for me that would be critical.
But it does have a feature to where if you don't know what to play, shake your phone.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Magic 8 Ball, right?
Yeah. Magic 8 Ball, that jank. You know, whip it. Right. And it gives you a random game.
That's what's up,
from
man.
Your library.
And so I have been going back and playing, and I had this on the schedule a couple of weeks, but I wanted to talk about it because you guys know that Lost Odyssey for me is my second favorite RPG of all time. So Lost Odyssey is really great because it's actually a JRPG. It's made by Hironobu Sakaguchi-san, and it's really, really well done. As far as turn-based action combat, it's one of the most entertaining I've ever played. It's really well done. It's an older game, but man, it is much more difficult than I remember. I am getting my tail kicked. I've had to stop moving forward in the story and go back and start farming and actually start grinding, like old school grinding, like just run around the map to where you get that random encounter, boom, and then just beat the next person, grind. Continue to level up, grind, and I feel like playing clips all day in the background. So that's what I've been doing, and it's the game is tough. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to VA. But listen, it's still a phenomenal game, and even though the graphics are a little bit, very dated, it still plays really well, and it still has a nice little sheen and a nice shine to it. So I really like it. Xbox One's backwards compatibility. I know a lot of people have not really been up on the backwards compatibility, but let me tell you this.
Too many people who ride for Sony have been shitting on backwards compatibility, but backwards compatibility has been an absolute I wouldn't call it a godsend, but it's been extremely helpful.
Yes.
Especially because there's some games that you have that you wanted to finish, but a lot of people like yourself, like you got rid of your 360s and stuff like that, and like they give you the opportunity to go back and play those games again, and actually finish. In some cases, in cases like Mass Effect, you get to play it again, and man, it all works, and I dig that. I dig that about the Xbox. Not making us suffer through something like PlayStation Now.
Right. And
which is still crazy overpriced. What is like $25 for a month?
It's dumb. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And I wanted to say this because things like this matter, right? So I put this in the chat as well this week, and one of my coworkers, he's slightly younger than me, African-American guy, master's degree, really smart guy, but he picked up an Xbox One and a PS4 over Black Friday. And this was his assessment. Now, keep in mind, the only thing I ever told him about was backwards compatibility, but this were his assessments on the consoles.
And his assessments are exactly the same as mine.
Right. And this was, he and I never discussed any of this beforehand. So these are the points he gave me while we were talking. So shout outs to my dude, Teddy. He says, he enjoys the game library more on the Xbox One. Number two, he likes the Xbox controller more. Number three, he really doesn't play his PS4. Number four, he feels like Xbox is the more social machine. Number five, he appreciates Xbox One backward compatibility. So
my only slight disagreement is the controller. The PlayStation controller is fantastic. The changes that they made to that controller, to whereas, I mean, I got big hands. Like, these are my hands. Like, bruh.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like to give you a reference, this is beside my face. Like, I got big hands. You know, so with the PS3, a lot of time I'm using both thumbsticks, and my thumbs end up touching because they're so close together. Like, you know, pull it, you know, spreading it out a little bit. And the responsiveness of the controller, and them actually making triggers instead of me having to buy my own plastic triggers to put on the damn thing, and also making it so that I can actually shoot with the trigger instead of R1. Like, a lot of the things that they did from PS3 to PS4 helped a whole lot in making that controller a good idea. I wish that controller worked with the PC better.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's supposed to now, though, right? It's supposed to work with the PC like pretty flawlessly now, because they're going to make native drivers in Steam, and that's going to really help.
As I understand it, those native drivers aren't here yet. There's an app that you could download that basically maps the 360 controller controls onto the PlayStation.
Yes. Okay.
But I don't think it's all native yet. And that would be nice. I like the controller. I like the fact that when you're playing Killzone, and there's a very underused feature. When you're playing Killzone, your audio logs play through the controller.
That's awesome. That's pretty sweet.
And that's pretty cool. I never did like the fact that some games like Killzone, your health bar, the changes in the color of your health bar are identical to your controller color.
Oh, okay.
But you know, with the older, I mean, they're doing a revamp of the controller, and they're making it so that the light is there's a little bit of the light at the tip of your controller.
Okay.
So it's not just facing out away from you, so you can actually see it. But not being able to see it doesn't make a huge difference when you're playing. You know, when you're playing a game and you can't really see it, because as an experienced game player, I don't need to look down.
Right. And here's the light right here. So it's at the front of your controller, and while you're playing, while that's cool, you can't see it because you're holding the controller like this or like this.
Unless you're playing in the dark.
Right, exactly. So it's a good idea for them to kind of wrap it around this backside here, where you actually hold on to things, and to kind of put it here or maybe even up top somewhere. So it may work.
It's being redesigned so whereas you could see it at the top.
Right, and that's good. I mean, they kind of need that. So, but Mike,
and the touchpad is heavily underutilized.
Absolutely. I noticed that playing. I mean, Uncharted, you use it to open the journal and close the journal, but that's really about it. There was no swiping. There was none of that. There was no pressing and holding. It was just a tap. So, Mike, that's all I have, man. You have any shout outs? Because I have a few.
Shout out to the usual suspects. The homie Meef J is catching up, and he said thank you for the comments that we made about the holidays.
Yeah,
and you know, people who are still going through things through the holidays, and like I said, even though we may not be going through the same things that you're going through, we understand. And if you need to call somebody, call Blue.
Right.
No,
Scar be like, I don't know what to say.
No, you know the homie Meef can call me
anytime.
For real, yeah, anytime. You know, that's some bull. You see this. We sat here the whole time and nobody was really in the chat. Then we just had somebody's watching, and then we had two people watching, and we did this whole thing, and nobody was in the chat until just right now when we're wrapping up.
Right.
Man, you know, just shout out to all of the usual suspects, man. Like we you know, we know y'all out there,
Mm-hmm.
and thank you for very much for whether you listen now, whether you listen on the feed, whether you watch it later on YouTube or whatever, or however you get it. Thank you for getting it, and thank you for rocking with us, because you could be doing anything, and there's so many podcasts out there.
Right.
And we appreciate you, rocking with us, because we're awesome.
Right.
And hopefully you believe that we're awesome, and we like doing this for y'all. So
for sure. Also, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who stuck with us through, all the technical issues, all the everything that was going on. Thanks, big shout outs to Mike for helping record the show and strip the audio. Vlad's Hammer for also helping with that during the time. My PC is back, baby. So I'll be able to get this thing posted and put up here very, very soon. And mad shout outs to Trader Joe and Shownuff from Gamer Husbands Radio, because they actually went out again this year to PSX, and they had a good time, and they had a lot of great recommendations on games, and actually on some hardware that allows you to use plugged-in controllers and convert everything from any console to any other console. So Xbox controller on a PS4 and vice versa, and whatever.
Should we ever play?
So but many shout outs to them. Also shout outs tonight, because some fellas actually want to get out there and run. Actually AZ Rockslide wants to get out there and run some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, so I will hope to be out there here shortly running some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer this evening, sit down and eat. And I want to get this posted tonight, though. So everybody, thank you so much for listening to and or watching Facetious number 51. We hope to be back in your ear again next week, just bringing you all more shenanigans. And all the people who are interested in podcasting, all my podcasting friends, look, today Amazon has Yeti microphones for $89. So go out there and check that if you need it. But everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll be back in your ear and in front of your eyeballs again next week.
And hopefully by next week, I'll have confirmation on my new job.
Yeah, for sure. We'll keep Scar in prayer for that. We appreciate it. And all right, y'all. Be easy. Peace out to the Warriors.
Hold on.
All right. Hold on.